Welcome to a new daily top AskReddit video. Today's topic:
what's the craziest dare you did or seen someone do in a game of truth or dare? We were at the dorms and dared our friend who had just gotten accepted to a culinary school, not even taken a lesson yet, to make us a fancy dinner with the dorm room appliances, toaster over, George Foreman grill, hot plate. He got up and left. We assumed it was because he was tired of us always making fun of him wanting to be an Iron Chef. He watched it all the time. Nope, his ass came back with groceries and made us a fucking short rib dish that I still think about to this day. And this was 22 years ago. All the other replies are gross or shocking, but this one is entirely wholesome. Is this friend a culinary professional now? They are. After finishing, they worked in the restaurant in a high-end hotel here in LA. Then he moved to Vegas and worked there for close to a decade. After, he came back to LA to be near his family, did the food truck and pop-up thing for a bit, then eventually started his own catering business. From truth or dare Jenga in college, girl pulled a piece that the dare was, prank call your parents. It was like 3 a.m. and she called them and only repeated the phrase, peace in the Middle East, over and over until they hung up. But then they showed up at the dorms the next day to take her home thinking she was either on drugs or had snapped. Small town, super religious family, so, I was drunk and it was funny, wasn't flying with them. I had a party at my parents' house in college and a friend of mine from the dorms wanted to come. He told his parents he was going and they were not happy, but the dude was 20 at the time so he came anyway. The next day we get back to campus and there are cops canvassing the place with his photo because they had reported him missing the night before. I know how that feels and it sucks. I went to college back before cell phones were a thing so we had a shared landline in our dorm room. My parents were fond of calling at random times so of course as luck would have it they called while I was out at my first college party. Roomie of course told them straight up I was out at a party and not likely to be back before late. At 5 a.m. the following morning the phone started ringing. It was of course my parents angry I was wasting their hard-earned money by going out partying. At the time I was too cowed by them to even think now would be a great time to remind them I was on a full-ride scholarship earned by my hard work and great test marks. They informed me they were going to be calling me every half hour for the rest of the day and I had better answer immediately since I should definitely be spending the Saturday at my desk in the room studying as well as the rest of the weekend. After that I was grounded for 2 weeks and they intended to enforce it by calling at random times. If I ever even once failed to answer I was assured they would immediately drop everything to drive to the school to make me come back home by force if necessary. They spent the rest of my college years trying to catch me out. If they called when they thought I should be in my dorm room and no one answered they would start calling around. They'd call the front desk at my dorm, the main campus offices, security, my RAs and TAs, and anyone else they could think of. I once got called into the chancellor's office and instructed very tersely I needed to do whatever necessary to keep my parents fully apprised of my schedule. I mean how dare I decide to attend a hastily put together study group for a major exam. I've been estranged from my parents for years now because they simply refuse to acknowledge any boundaries and insist I need them to tell me how to run my life. Going no contact with them has been the best decision of my life. That's insane. If there is ever a time to party, it's 20. In 6th grade, my girlfriend dared me to kiss her best friend. I went for it, and she got angry, saying it was a test, and I failed. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Your girlfriend should have picked a bench warmer if she couldn't handle the plier. My high school GF asked me kill, fuck, marry her sister, her friend. I told her that obviously I'd marry her, and wouldn't want to kill her sister so I'd kill the friend she wasn't as close with. Her response, you'd have sex with my sister. She was legitimately angry lol. Speaking as a woman, there's no winning there. Find a more secure woman. I'd ask that to my man but I wouldn't get offended at the answer. We're a bit unhinged though, or super confident in our relationship, 10 years. Probably both TBH. Edit, he refused to play rolling on the floor laughing second edit, after decompressing, he was like alright I have an answer. My prompt was BFF sister, other, still loved but less close, sister and myself. Killed the less close sis, fucked the BFF sis, and married me. Fist pump I truly thought he's go the other way but still marry me. Then it was my turn. I took you, never _gonna_let, s advice and said I would pick him for all 3 and make it really a wild night, paraphrasing. He cried laughing. Win-win-win, love to make him laugh. I know a 21-year-old girl who was on a break from her 21-year-old boyfriend, not broken up, but on a break. She was also really mad at him. Her shit-stirring best friend dared her to give her BF's 18-year brother head, and she did. They were both pretty drunk when it happened. She took a picture of it and sent it to the boyfriend. For some reason, she thought this would merely upset him, not spell the end of their relationship. He ended up cropping his brother's face out, printing it out, making copies and leaving them all over their lecture hall right before class. It was very ugly, obviously. Edit, the person who sent the picture was the girlfriend giving the BJ, not her friend. For some reason, she thought this would merely upset him, not spell the end of their relationship. Man, what an idiot for thinking that. I only blew your brother. It's not a big deal. Like, how did she think that would go? I know girls who think like this. She assumes the guy is going to get super jealous and want to reclaim her as his own. Sometimes this is because a previous boyfriend has let her get away with this sort of thing. She probably didn't realize that most guys would be repulsed by her for life. He ended up cropping his brother's face out. Loyal to his brother even though his brother was a shithead. He was young and drunk, not making excuses, but I can see how the guy may have hoped to salvage the relationship with his younger brother. Especially if he was sufficiently remorseful. Land shark, at party, strip naked, get carried in plank position above the heads of 4 guys with a frisbee clenched between ass cheeks to look like shark fin while everyone sings Baby Shark song. This is kinda hilarious. This is an amazing example of boy funny. Seeing I'm a 36-year boy, I would laugh so hard if I saw that IRL. It was only crazy in context, but my two-faced friend dared the guy the first liked, who she also liked, to kiss the prettiest girl there. She got the idea after seeing the perks of being a wallflower, face with rolling eyes, and I'm sure her logic was that my dude wasn't going to choose me because we were super close friends and he didn't want to make it awkward. However, unbeknownst to her, he and I had just started dating, we just hadn't told anyone. So he just looked at me, smiled mischievously and went in for a full kiss with tongue with me that shocked everyone. This is my favorite story here. It's at least semi-wholesome, the rest are terrible. College, landed on a fraternity brother of mine, and it was, dare make out with, the guy next to you. They started making out like a gay porno. Turns out they were both gay and sat next to each other hoping for that one. I dare you guys to butt foo, well look at em go. I dare you guys to enter a relationship, build a future together and adopt and raise some kids together. Damn, they actually did it. Guess it's my turn to spin. No, not him, the guy on your left. The bottle didn't even land on you guys. A buddy I was living with once told me it is impossible to walk more than 100,000 steps in a day. I called bullshit, he dared me to prove him wrong. Welp, I did the math and it is roughly 52-ish miles with how tall I am. Bought a pedometer, and set out at 3 a.m. and walked from Lemon Grove, California to Poway. I finished around 11 p.m. and got an Uber back, woke his ass up and showed him the proof. Never tell me what I can't do. Edit, really appreciate the John Locke comments. I had to look him up. For those of you saying, why didn't you do a round trip? Within 12 hours of him saying I couldn't do it, I was already walking to prove him wrong. Didn't really map it out, just kept heading in a general direction. I'm sorry, but it's simply impossible for you to PayPal me $7,000. Could have turned back halfway to get back home early though. And for free. Woke his ass up and showed him the proof. I'm just imagining your confused ass friend that had promptly forgotten the original conversation 2 minutes later staring at you in disbelief. You did what? Quote. He did. His GF at the time was also in bed and I didn't see it. Even she said something to the effect of, who the fuck does that? After I left the room. Teens in shop class during school hours dared a less popular kid to snort a line of Ajax cleaner. They set up a thick line and he did it in one go. I honestly thought I just witnessed a crime. He survived, but I imagine he did himself some damage. You had witnessed a crime, it just wasn't manslaughter. Skeptical smiley face. I was telling him not to do it, but I think he felt it was his moment to impress the idiots. This is just sad. 17-year-old me in high school. Yes, this was in Florida. My friend, let's call him Dan, decided he was going to be a professional stuntman in the future. Dan insisted he knew the proper technique to be hit by a car and take 0 damage. He knew I had a beater truck, so the chance of any damage to the vehicle was minimal. Long story short, he sprained his wrist and bruised his shoulder getting hit in the school parking lot. I still have the recording, no I'll never share it, and I really don't understand how he didn't break his neck, thank God. 2 years later he asked me to try again and completely shattered my windshield. Edit, f***** it. Here's the link, https://imager.com/a/1mycos. Edit 2, I got permission. Here's the first hit, https://imager.com/a/fwn0wdx. It's the fact that you two did it again later. Tears of joy, that's some wild ass shit. Edit 1, YAAALLLL. This is now officially my most upvoted comment. Tears of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy. Thanks for the laughs, LMAO. Edit 2, I just saw the videos and I'm fucking cackling, my jaw hit the floor when I saw the first one. I literally yelled, how did he not die? Glad he's okay though, cold sweat smile. No man, seriously, I know what went wrong last time, I've learned how the pro stunt guys do it. Now really pick up some speed this time. Rare video evidence, I commend you. Seriously, watching that video made this whole thread worth it. Edit, F******it. Here's the link, fucking legend. 9th grade, standard hormonal teens just doing dumb teen shit. Kiss him, touch her boob, flashes for 2 seconds, slap his ass, etc. One of the girls decides to just go all in and dares one of the more wild guys to fuck his water bottle. He says sure. If they can get him hard. Girls flash him. Naturally, he gets hard, with his soft dick already in the water bottle. He begins to try to fuck it and finds it stuck. The girls think it's funny, the guys understand the severity of the situation. He begins to sob, like, hysterical, are they going to have to cut my dick off? Sobbing, this was pre-cell days, barely, so I ran to the nearest classroom because of course this was happening on school grounds, explained to a teacher what was going on. 911 was called. Lots of people got suspended. Me and one other kid dodged a bullet by being the responsible ones by running for help so we didn't get in any trouble. But his dick stayed attached and he immediately changed from one of the school fuck-arounds to an incredibly devout church-goer. That bottle of water scared Christ into him, LMAO. Must have been holy water. No damage must come to the cylinder.